Utah's Biggest Bucks Part 1. This story all takes place in the mountains outside of Honeyville, Utah in the late season of 1943. Alton Hunsaker and his three buddies decided to ride in on horseback to see if they can kill him a big buck. So as they made their way up the mountain into their hunting spots, Alton had an idea that he wanted to work some heavy timber and make his way up to some ledges where he can overlook the valley and just get a good vantage point on things. So he asked his buddy if he could lead his horse while he worked his way up the mountain and he'd meet back with him. So as Alton worked his way through the heavy timber, it got him up to where he wanted to be, and that put him at the snow line. Now here in Utah, during late October, it's not unusual to have snow. We get sometimes a lot of snow late in the season. Alton was able to find him a nice little spot that overlooked a few different areas, and he was able to spot about 20 head of deer. And in that herd, there's about 3 bucks, and they were working their way to him. So this terrain held a lot of different draws, ravines, and just places where the deer would just disappear. They were working their way to him, but they would disappear for minutes on end. He held his composure, sat there, and was patient and waited. So all in all, it took these deer about 45 minutes to work their way to Alton, which probably felt like an eternity, I'm sure. But as they worked their way to this ledge where he was sitting on, he finally got a good look at these 3 bucks, and there was one in particular that appeared to be a pretty nice buck, but it had what he thought was just a bunch of sagebrush just wrapped all in his antlers. So Alton decided that that's the buck that he wanted, so he pulled up his .32 Winchester Special, one shot, dropped it. As Alton walked up to this buck, he realized that it wasn't sagebrush that was wrapped up in his antlers. It was just his antlers. He just had points going everywhere. Velvet strips, all sorts of stuff. And he realized that it looked like it was a cactus buck. You're probably wondering, Travis, what's a cactus buck? Well, it's when the, never mind. So Alton field dresses his deer, gets everything ready for the pack out, and that's when he realizes his friends are leaving him, headed home with his horse. Hey guys, I got a good one. Guys. So he had to drag and use the deer as a sled and sled down to the snow line. Stupid motherfuckers. So when Alton reached the snow line, he made way for home. He hiked into Honeyville, got his truck, and came back and got his massive buck. Alton's buck ended up scoring 330 1/8 inches, making it the biggest non-typical to come out of Utah and one of the biggest in the world.